Bethenny Frankel blames talk show for Wendy Williams' decline. RHONY alum, Bethenny Frankel is opening up and blaming Wendy Williams' long-running talk show for her decline. Bethenny has never been one to hide how she feels or keep her thoughts to herself. So when new information about Williams' condition surfaced, Bethenny opted to weigh in. Keep reading for more on what she had to say. Bethenny Frankel blames talk show for Wendy Williams' decline. When RHONY first began, Bethenny Frankel had drive and a dream. By season 2, she was propelling herself into world domination. She had built a brand that made her a millionaire, and she never stopped going for anyone or anything. After season 3, she exited the hit Bravo reality series, but landed her own spin-offs. During her 3-season hiatus, Bethenny got her own daily syndicated talk show. Though she did fairly well, she admitted that she did not like doing it, and it was torturous. She was back on Housewives by season 7 and continued to build her brand. With the latest Wendy Williams drama taking center stage, there is a lot of debate and questions. Was she ever really sick? Was she drinking too much? And did she have dementia? More so, when did Williams begin her fall from grace? Some fans suspected it may have happened during the pandemic, while others say that it occurred when she split from her husband. Now, Bethenny is having her say after having been on the talk show hamster wheel. She made a TikTok addressing the situation and explained that Williams was on fire, therefore she was on a ride she could not get off of. The better she did and the higher the ratings, the more money she would get each season. However, it came with a cost, and Bethenny Frankel gave a nod to Rachel Ray, who was a successful host. Yet she ended up getting sick from the intense work that went into keeping up with the show. To Bethenny, the pressure that mounted from having her own show mixed with a constant gossip has directly affected Williams and caused her decline. Do fans agree? After hearing what Bethenny Frankel, who had personal experience with talk show hosting, had to say, what did fans and followers have to say? Did they think the intensity contributed to Wendy Williams' downfall, or did they take what Bethenny had to say with a grain of salt? She just said a lot of nothing. Wendy was under pressure like duh. I think Wendy genuinely loves the tea as much, if not more than anyone else. I don't see trash talking dragging her down. Wendy's struggles had to do with her personal life, including her scummy husband, her son getting addicted at age 14, trying to maintain sobriety, etc. It wasn't TV pressure that caused Wendy's downfall. Also, Bethenny's show failed after 1 year. Wendy was on TV for 13 years straight. So WTF, does she know? Have several seats. Essentially, fans of Williams truly felt that she loved what she did. She loved to dish the dirt, and it was not the show that brought her down. It was life struggles, and Bethenny is not acknowledging that. Bethenny Frankel has never been one to hold back her opinions, and this time her sights are set on the tragic downfall of Wendy Williams. In a shocking new take, Bethenny suggests that Wendy's relentless talk show schedule wasn't just a job. It was a slow, insidious poison that led to her decline. When you live under the studio lights, when your name is the show, there's no separation between you and the brand. Bethenny says, her voice tinged with knowing empathy. Wendy Williams was never off the clock. Even when the cameras shut off, she was still Wendy, the hot topic queen, the one everyone expected to spill the tea. There was no room for Wendy, the woman. Bethenny, who has had her own experiences in daytime TV, believes the industry is far more grueling than people assume. I had my own talk show, and let me tell you, it takes a toll. The pressure is unlike anything else in media. It's not just the hours, it's the expectation. You have to bring the energy every single day, no matter what's happening in your personal life. You have to be on even when you're falling apart. It's a sentiment many Wendy Williams fans might recognize. Over the years, Wendy's personal struggles, health issues, marital problems, addiction were playing out in real time while she sat in her purple chair, smiling and spilling the latest celebrity gossip. To the audience, she was still Wendy, still the sharp, unfiltered host who could cut a Hollywood star down to size with a single line. But behind the scenes, Bethenny believes the reality was much darker. Imagine having the worst day of your life and still having to sit there and ask a reality star about their cheating scandal, Bethenny muses. That's the gig. And Wendy did it better than anyone. But at what cost? Bethenny recalls her own struggles in daytime television, explaining how the fast-paced, unsympathetic nature of the business wears people down. I was lucky. I got out before it consumed me. I saw the writing on the wall. But Wendy was in too deep. Her show wasn't just a job, it was her identity. Bethenny's claims raise an uncomfortable question. Was Wendy Williams set up to fail? She wasn't just a talk show host, she was the show. When the lights were on, she gave the people what they wanted. But when they dimmed, the cracks in her life became harder to hide. And Bethenny isn't convinced that the industry cared about Wendy as a person. People loved Wendy when she was thriving, but where were they when she was struggling? Bethenny asks, did anyone step in when it was clear she needed a break? Or did they just keep pushing her until she collapsed? The latter seems more likely. Even as Wendy's health visibly declined, her slurred words, her on-air fainting episode, her erratic behavior, producers continued the show. They propped her up, hoping she'd bounce back, because Wendy Williams, the host, was a valuable commodity. Wendy Williams, the person, seems secondary. Bethenny believes the talk show industry has a way of chewing people up and spitting them out. Look at Oprah. She left at the right time. She knew when to walk away. Ellen DeGeneres. That show ended after things got toxic. Even I had to step away from my own show because I knew it wasn't sustainable. But Wendy? She didn't leave on her own terms. She was forced out by circumstances beyond her control. Bethenny isn't alone in her criticism. Fans have long speculated that Wendy's employers failed her, prioritizing ratings over her well-being. As long as Wendy was delivering headlines and drawing viewers, there was little incentive to intervene. And by the time things got truly dire, it was too late. I don't think Wendy ever had a chance to just be, Bethenny continues. She was always performing, even when she was hurting. And that's the dark side of this business. As Bethenny speaks out, many are beginning to reconsider Wendy's trajectory. Was she truly in control of her own downfall? Or was she another casualty of an industry that takes and takes until there's nothing left? There's a reason why people say daytime TV is a beast, Bethenny says. It's not just a career, it's a machine. And once you're in, it's nearly impossible to get out unscathed. The tragedy of Wendy Williams is that her greatest strength, her ability to keep going, no matter what, might have also been her downfall. She built a legacy on resilience, but as Bethenny points out, resilience has its limits. You can't be strong forever, she says. At some point, something has to give. And in Wendy's case, it did. Bethenny's words serve as a stark reminder. Behind every successful talk show host is a person, struggling to keep up with the relentless pace of an industry that rarely shows mercy. And Wendy Williams, for all of her success, was no exception.